The presidential election of 2000 and George W. Bush's presidency. The 2000 election was one of the closest elections in U.S. history. The Democrats nominated Al Gore, the Republicans nominated George W. Bush, and Ralph Nader ran for the Green Party. Al Gore was the 2000 Democratic nominee, and he was Bill Clinton's vice president. George W. Bush was the 2000 Republican nominee, and George W. Bush was the governor of Texas and the son of former President George H.W. Bush. Ralph Nader was the nominee for the Green Party, and he was a longtime consumer advocate who promoted a liberal agenda. Tuesday, November 7, 2000 was the day of the election. Al Gore appeared to take an early lead, and he was projected to win Florida, Pennsylvania, and Michigan's electoral votes, which ultimately would win the election. Later on the night of the election, Florida's votes were considered too close to call, and when midnight rolled around, a winner still hadn't been announced. During the next few weeks, a winner of the election still hadn't been announced. Lawyers and spokespersons went to Florida to recount votes, and Bush was announced the winner of Florida's electoral votes. After the recount, the Gore campaign asked for a manual recount because they felt as if Gore should have won. The battle between the two parties kept going on and made its way to court. On November 12th, the manual recount started, and Republicans sued to stop the recount. After the protest and legal actions were over with, George W. Bush was inaugurated as the 43rd president on January 20th, 2001. Bush immediately was swarmed with challenges when he got into office, with a weakening national economy and energy problems in California. During Bush's presidency, the September 11, 2001 attack on the World Trade Center occurred. With the support of Congress and the American people, the Bush administration shifted its attention to combating terrorism. In 2003, Bush expanded the war into Iraq. Iraq finally agreed to UN orders and stopped the production of biological, chemical, and nuclear weapons. In the United States, Bush's focus was concentrated on education and the economy. In 2002, there was a new reform called the No Child Left Behind reform that went through schools. During this time, there was so many problems all over California. There was a statewide electricity crisis going on, and many people were losing hope in Democratic Governor Gray Davis. Bush received so much support for the initial war on terrorism, but some questioned his invasion of Iraq. In 2004, the Democratic nominee was the Massachusetts Senator John Kerry, and he was challenged by Bush in the election. Bush won the election and served his second term.